these kids. That's why all money ain't good money. Be careful what you ask for.
Yeah, man. I was just looking at the early schedules, men's and women's. I was like, geez, dude, this how we starting out the gate. Man,
The
They could
gate
have
big
did.
time.
They could have did that with the exhibition season though. I'm like, y'all televising them just. I'm like, man, they could turn them into regular season games for real. Especially what they did down here the other night with the FedEx, with the St. Jude, hoops for St. Jude deal. I'm like, yo, that's a regular season deal. Ain't nobody in Memphis going to exhibition games. We won't do that no more. We got a pro team now. That's the time we go to exhibition games. We ain't have pro team.
Crab, give me a thumbs up when you.
Man, you own it right now, man.
Hey, listen, 94 feet of life, back to school, NCAA season preview. We starting a couple minutes early because we got important people with us, man. We don't want to waste no time.
We can't pay the fine. That's why we started early.
Listen, that's why he doing us a favor. Subscribe to the YouTube notification zones, Facebook group 94 Feet of Life, 94 FOL Hoops on Instagram and X/Twitter. Daily content. J Ham holding down the X and Twitter, Trav holding down Instagram. I'm in the Facebook group, so we got you covered. Listen, College Hoops is here next Monday. No, Monday, November 3rd, we back at it, man. And it's the good thing that we got. First of all, let's introduce him. He's not a guest because he's family, but we'll introduce him to the people who may not know. Greg Jones, operator, owner, CEO, the head honcho of G2 Hoops, is stopped in with us, man. He's big, heavy in the women's game. If you don't know, you should know. But we want to get his take on, man, the college hoop season. So G2, since we got you here, I'm gonna just start on the ladies' side. First off. And the first thing I was doing my notes. So just so the people know, Ron got notes. Ron don't just come to the show unprepared. Got notes. First thing, and I looked at South Carolina and UConn. And to me, it's like two really contrasting stories. A lot of change in Columbia this year. A lot of change. UConn brings back a lot of the core from their championship squad. So I guess let's start with South Carolina, G2. I know we in this transfer portal era, change is constant. But is South Carolina, is this hurt them or help them going into the new year?
Well, first, thank y'all for having me on. It's always good to come to the Palace. For the listeners and just the entire viewership, y'all don't have no idea. I'll be trying to break down their door. Like, let me back in the Palace. And they were like, all right, we got you. And I'm just like, all right, man, I ain't trying to come off like that one ex that still come around Thanksgiving dinner with the family. And you be like, yo, why y'all invite her?
This guy, man.
You know what I'm saying? So I just want to appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. but no, what's so crazy about this year is the NIL is interesting, right? Because obviously kids are making money, but let's just be real. Kids have been making money, but on the women's side, it's more money being dumped and poured into it, right? Like, that's obvious. But the crazy thing about it is your certified killers that are killers, it don't matter if you paying them $1 million or $1, they're gonna do it for the love of the game. So when you have someone like a Coach Dawn Staley, who, in my opinion, is the female, like, she's who she is, but she's the female version of Coach John Thompson and what he did at Georgetown. Like, we have people before her, like Stevie Vivian Stringer, Carolyn Peck, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've had others, but we didn't have it to the extent where you took something that was not a basketball school. You took a place in the South, right, where you created a whole proof of concept, and not just one player, not just two players, right? You have now a lineage of players, and why I consider her and compare her to Coach John Thompson is because she's doing this across the board in all positions. But when you look at that forward center spot, is different. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really different, and we've never seen that. And then also what's happening with her as well is, you know, she's gonna get kids regardless if she pays them or not, because the ones that want to be pros are gonna go there because she has a proof of concept, and she can go into someone's living room and say, "Hey, look, yeah, we may not be able to pay you money like school A or school B or school C, but I guarantee you, if you're here for 3 or 4 years, I could turn you into a pro." And not a pro that just makes it to the W, but a pro that could be an all-star in the W. And that's really unheard of when you look at Black coaches in the women's game. So in regards to like South Carolina and some of these other schools, it's really not going to affect them as much. Now, on the flip side of that, you do have some schools where it's like they about to go, as they had like the 30 for 30 going broke 30 for 30. You're going to have some schools that's going to be in that trick bag too, because they're paying so much. The amount of money that they're paying some of these kids is like, you'll never get your money back. Like, it's impossible. You know what I mean? So on the women's side, I think it's just like iron sharpens iron. Like I was talking about the exhibition game that was in Memphis. Like, that's a regular season game. That should have been a regular season game. Like, Blake's is real. Which you can tell that, okay, something to her. But now I got her, but she was listed by the media outlets, but she was on my first team All-American this year. Like, that girl probably gonna average close to 30 for Vanderbilt, and I would not be surprised come tournament time if they get in, because they have a really, really good coach. Come tournament time, is like she's gonna make herself known even more across the landscape of college basketball.
Absolutely. And
hey, she came in here and put up 40 in the exhibition. So.
But that's crazy.
Yeah.
She's just a scorer, and I don't even know who I could kind of say she plays like, because it's like she could kind of woo you to sleep, and then you blink and it's like, boom, now she got 20. Then she gets to because she has a knack for getting to the free throw line as well. She knows how to move without the ball. She can score with it. So it's like one of those. I don't know. I'm trying to think, who would I compare her to be honest with you.
Yeah, she just has a knack, because I mean, it's crazy to say, oh, she's not tall, 5'8", which is about an average height, but she just finds a way to consistently get to the cup.
Right. You know who she reminds me of? Okay. Without the yo-yo, but she has it, but she don't have to do it. Cappie Pondexter.
Just to go to basketball.
That's just like this a scoring machine. It's like, hey, go get a bucket, and she'll do it. And this crazy part about it is, in Memphis, they're not bad. They're no slouches, and it was like they couldn't do nothing. Whenever she got ready to score the ball, it was like, all right, cool, y'all might as well get out the net.
Yeah.
G2, I got a question for you, man. So, being that numero uno is out for the year, Juju, she's gone for the year. Do you think somebody like Chavez down in Oklahoma, or like Blake or Vanderbilt, or maybe a Sarah Strong can take that number one player?
So
who do you have in mind? Who maybe we can watch, or something like that?
Right. That's tough, to be honest with you. Depending on how they get going, I'm gonna go with Aldi, like Iowa State. Like she's, to me, she's the female version of what Tractor Trailer was.
Yeah,
she's a monster.
Yeah, it's one of them situations like a, and then they got and shameless plug. I got one of my kids on the team that's a freshman who I have as freshman of the year in that conference. So I'm like, I think Audi is going to be really, really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to be a situation where, you know, they're going to battle. But, you know, I mean, until someone could take them off the mountaintop, you got to go look at Connecticut and that killer out there. So, you know, those are my two. I think that are going to be like head and shoulders, kind of like better, just because the experience, the efficiency, the score, size, strength. I think those two are going to be the ones that's like, you know what? Yeah, let's figure this out. And I think my in a dark horse, which is scratch it. Let me take that back. I ain't even gonna call her a dark horse. I think we're gonna see a whole nother side to I'm gonna call her Big Hannah, not Little Hannah. We're gonna see a whole nother side to her because Olivia Mouse is not in the backcourt with her.
Oh my God!
Listen, it's so funny because that's right here in my notes.
Hannah Hidalgo.
Hidalgo without Miles, and you know, I don't want to speculate. I'm not connected like that, but I think now this sort of opens the floor for her.
Yeah.
Cause what's the other young lady name that went to Washington? What's her name? Citron.
Oh yeah. Sonya. Yeah.
So Hannah, is you?
Yeah.
Hey, and another shameless plug. Gotta do it again because I got a kid in South Bend.
Let's do it.
She was hurt last year. Now she back. KK Bransford.
Yeah.
And everybody compares her to Jackie Young. So she back ready to rock and roll now. So I'm like, hey, let's do it. And she looks great. You know, in practice, everybody's been raving and ranting about her, and I'm just like, okay, now this is what let's roll. It's gonna be some really, really good early games that are going to set the tone for the entire year. And it's either going to make or break not only certain programs, but also players, because when you look at the NIL situation, not everything is compare and contrast. Like, what is your value? So you're looking at, okay, who's my competitor? Who's at my position? That you know, because a lot of the kids, they know how much people making, right? Because the schools is offering everybody the same stuff. So now it's going to be a little bit more pressure. But as we know, that pressure can bust pipes, or it can make some diamonds. And I think you're going to have a couple of them that's going to turn out to be some real nice diamonds.
And you talk about pressure, and that leads me to one on my notes, on the trusty notes here. I think for certain programs, like this now becomes like your time to win.
Yes.
And you talk about Juju, I'm talking about the other side of LA. And to me, UCLA has been one of them teams like Auburn in the men's game, where you just kind of consistently being high 20s, low 30 wins for about 3, 4, 5 years now, with nothing to show for it, quote unquote, with the national title.
Mm-hmm.
This is your last year with Kiki Rice and Lauren Betts.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you have the younger Betts sister that's there now, but to me, if there's a team, you know, that's like, hey, this is your time now.
Mm-hmm.
I think UCLA is this year. They are this year like, hey, especially with Juju not playing this year. To me, it lines up for you now. That this has got to be, you know, I ain't saying nobody needs to get fired, nothing like that, but something got to shake in Westwood this year.
Well, I would say, first of all, let me say this. Ron, were you a point guard? Did you play point guard?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, because you're throwing me assists right now, like CP3. So this is what I'm gonna say. I would agree with everything that you're saying, but they're gonna have a big chunk piece missing, and that's one of my other kids. And she went across town to USC. That's Lundy Jones.
He did. You're right.
You know what I mean? Like that's gonna hurt really, really big. That's gonna hurt them because she was able to create. She came up with clutch moments, and now you're removing that, and it's like, okay, well, if Kiki can't get going and they're struggling to give, you know, the Betts sisters the ball, like who's gonna manufacture offense, right? And we saw definitely in the tournament, London made sure Lauren got the ball. You know what I mean? She played off of it. So that's another one where I'm just like, is it like UCLA should get to the Final Four? They should, right? They look good on paper. But at the end of the day, like them ain't cones out there either that you got to be playing against. So you're gonna have to figure it out, you know. So I mean, as far as being Queens of LA, even though Juju's not there, I'm gonna roll with USC. I'm gonna roll with USC, you know, and that's also, you know, it's just crazy how the landscape of college basketball is now because they both are in the Big Ten, right? So it's one of those things where I think USC is going to get the best of them, only because I just think that they just have more weapons, and when I say more weapons, they just have more tangible pieces that could be interchangeable compared to UCLA.
Now, I want Trav to jump in on this one because I know he's partial to this play that I'm going to talk about now. And we talk about Texas. When we talk about Texas, it's Madison Booker. To me, is talent-wise, I think she's as talented. I'm not going to say Juju talented, but like she's right the next rung down is Madison. And I thought last year, Texas lack of shooting in this day and age where the three-point shot in the space and hurt them. Does Texas fix that? Because if they do, they are a Final Four team, I believe. But if they don't shoot the ball, like last year, they had too many dry spots on the perimeter last year. Too many.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those ones. Schaefer, that's coach name, right?
Coach Schaefer. Yeah.
Schaefer has always built teams the way he has this team. If you go back to Mississippi State, they had like one person that can kind of get you a bucket, get you a nice little 17 to 15 on up. But outside, they haven't been as strong. They're going to have to fix that this year. Madison, like you said, Madison, skill for skill wise, is the next best thing to Juju. In my opinion. Just my opinion. But at the same time, she can't be the one that can take that bulk and do it all like that. She needs some snipers. She needs somebody that can stretch that flow out so she can drive. Because if you look at a lot of those teams, very few teams beat Texas, but the ones that beat them was able to pack it in because they wasn't respecting them from the outside. So I don't know because you got them doggone Tigers down there in Bayou County, Louisiana. Y'all can say what you want about Kim Mulkey, but she's reloaded. So, but Texas, they gotta fix that big shot. They gotta fix their outside shooting so Madison can be a better scorer.
Jay Ham, I'll let you jump in here. You been get you some touches since I'm trying to do the point guard thing. Something you looking at early in the season on the women's side.
Ladies are going to Baton Rouge just for the intrigue of it. I mean, I got no like expectations, just the intrigue. Let's see how this works. You know, I mean, she felt like she needed to change. She went to a different set of genius hands, if you will. And we're going to find out. This will fuck around and find out either way with this one. So, you know, I mean, because it's just that player, that kind of dynamic, that polarizing level, especially at this level. I don't know how G2 views her as a pro prospect or not, you know, whatever the case. But for me, with this one, it's just more about enjoying the show. But I do want to, what y'all think about it, though? What do y'all have expectations for this?
I think Kim Mulkey is gonna have to. I mean, and G2 knows the inside stuff much more than I do. I think you have three really interesting personalities as your three best players. I think Flau'jae, Michaela, and Full Wiley. That thing either could blend beautifully, or we could be looking at LSU about Christmas like, what's wrong with them? Because the talents are there. Like those three as a trio is about as talented as you're gonna find in America. But I don't wish this, but I think the Flau'jae Full Wiley on court spat is something people are waiting on. They waiting on the "I told you so." I hope it never gets to that because I want that for anyone. But I'm a little leery of that. A little leery of that. So, but go ahead, Trav.
I was about to ask you too. I want to hear what he got to say about this because, like you said, they're waiting on that, and I think they know that. So, when people are waiting on stuff like that, I think they want to do the exact opposite or show the screen the exact opposite.
Yeah, I think I'm not really sure because all the reasons I've heard why she, allegedly left South Carolina is pretty much like what you're about to experience at LSU, meaning, unless she could show something, you coming off the bench, right? You still gonna be that. Whereas if you would have stayed at South Carolina, like you had an opportunity to kind of have the keys to the car, maybe not Monday through Friday, but maybe you have them on the weekend. You know what I mean? Because Raven is still there. You know what I mean? So that's her situation. And I think the thing about down there at LSU that's going to be interesting is like they don't really have a point guard per se. But they have athletes, right? They have hoopers. But when it comes to that tournament time, you need a point guard. You need a point guard because even the last time, I mean, even when LSU won a few years ago, like they won because of the young lady that they had that was, she went to a couple of different schools, you know what I mean, and she actually showed up for them, you know what I mean. So it's like when you look at all of the other contenders, they all have PGs. When you look at UConn, and then they added Kaylee Heckle that left USC. UConn added her. They already had the one young lady, KK from Wisconsin. When you look at South Carolina, they got Raven. You look at USC, they added London. They have some other pieces. Notre Dame has like all the key contenders have a point guard. And I think that's going to be the interesting one. Is like, okay, when it's all said and done and that time run out, who's getting the basketball? Not to score, but who's getting the basketball to make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be.
Right.
And that to me is going to be a tale of all tales. And if they can figure that out, I think they're going to be okay. If they can't figure that out, I think as they say, self-destruction. that's gonna happen down there. So I mean, now as far as pro prospect, I'm not. I need to see more of her because the game is evolving right now to the point where it's like she's an athlete, right? And God-given talent. But if you had to say what position does she play, it's like she's a tweener between a 1 and 2, where it's like she doesn't pass. I wouldn't say pass. She doesn't make the right reads in half court sets, but she doesn't shoot good enough to keep a defense honest. And when you look at the length and the W, like she's extremely like quick and shifty, but she's not pure speed fast. And that's a difference when you so when you're talking about in a W and you got to line up and let's take the aces, right? Okay, you got to get Let's just look at this. The starters, right? They had the point guard, right? Chelsea Gray, right? You have Jackie Young. Jewel's really a starter, so we say Jewel Lloyd. Then Alyssa Smith. Then you got Asia Wilson. Like, that's a lot of speed, physicality, length, athleticism. You know what I mean? And if you are more shifty, meaning you're going more east and west, that don't really fare too well when you got players like that. So I hope she actually is able to show more, because I want all our kids, regardless if I know them or not, to make it. You know what I mean? But I think the one kid down there is going to be interesting to see how much takes she gets early as a freshman that can really help them, because she can shoot. She's probably the best shooter on the team. Is Bella Hines.
Yep, Bella. You know what I done seen now from watching, now being very much in tune into women's basketball, especially in the SEC. Big Shot, you may can attest to this too, because we always make fun of it. But it seems like your best players, or the ones that need that when you need a bucket in the SEC, is always the girl with the big shoulders. It sounds funny, but it's true. You look at Madison in Texas. You look at Michaela at LSU. You look at the old girl at Tennessee. Tennessee got one with, I'm talking about, just it's just, I don't know if that's a fact or a theory.
But you know what it is, though.
Wait. And don't forget that killer that was at Ohio State that's at Ole Miss now.
Yeah.
Yes. Cody.
Shoulders.
You gonna have some long nights in the SEC this year if you're a 1 or 2.
That
Ole
Miss team is pretty stacked too.
If you look at the women's game, one of the biggest changes in the women's game is the skill level has always been there. The physicality of the women's game is way different than what it was even 10 years ago. It is so much a physical battle. And the SEC, and Ham know this because Ham follow SEC football. It's just like SEC football. It's physical.
Yeah.
You go, Kentucky, Tennessee, Texas, Ole Miss, LSU, like them gonna be street fights.
Yes.
Every opponent.
And the SEC, when you look at football, men's and women's basketball, even volleyball, that's a Fortune 500 company. And if you in the SEC, you better be able to figure it out.
It is.
They about their business, and they ain't playing with people.
So flipping over to the SEC, on the men's side, we're gonna get to some of the men's hoops. Florida, the favorite to reap is. Do we have a second back-to-back champion? We had UConn do it in 23-24. Florida wins it last year. They lose Walter Clayton Jr. They lose Elijah, but here comes Boogie Flan. Here comes Xavier Lee. Conlon comes back, even though he had like low first-round grades. He returns. They bring back Thomas Hall. Are we looking at Florida again?
Ooh, that's tough. I'm gonna say definitely make it to the Final Four, but I gotta go with my guys. I hope they don't let me down this year.
And you know what? Listen, you talk about it's right there on the note.
Okay, there we go.
Listen, just like the same thing I said for UCLA on the women's side. I'm saying it for Purdue. It's the same. What they say, keep the same energy. The energy is the same.
Yeah.
Lawyer, Cox, Smith, Kaufman, Wren, a couple of really good transfers that they've gotten. G2, you connected to them, so I ain't gonna put you on the spot. But Ham is, again, we talk about SEC football.
You can put me on the spot. That's my school.
Okay.
Hey, I don't care about that.
I want to keep the connections.
That's cool. We had these conversations. Don't worry about it.
All right. So G2, even though I just said Florida for the refeed,
Mm-hmm.
to me, this is Purdue's time. This has to.
Yeah.
It's as close to as has to as I can get.
Yeah. It's. I mean, we got to the 4. You know, B. Smith. I think he is the best point guard in college basketball. It's eerily similar to like someone was asking me like, well, what are you thinking about him as a pro? And I'm like, I don't really know what that looks like for him, but he reminds me of 2 point guards in particular, and for different reasons, and that's Ed Cota and Khalid El-Amin. But that's who he reminds for 2 different reasons. One, I think both of those guys were tremendous leaders, right? And it's one of those, when you look at Ed Cota and you look at the starting 5, and it's like, man, you know, what the pros they had on those teams, right? Especially with the year that they were really good, they had pros. But if you take him off that team, it don't shake like it's supposed to shake.
Yeah.
The same thing with El-Amin. When you go back and look at El-Amin at UConn, look at the pros that he had. If you take him off that team, it don't shake like it's supposed to shake. And B. Smith, he got a couple pros over there. He got a couple of them, and I want to see, you know, if he's able to just put it together and say, you know what, we finally getting over this hump. Let's get it done. But they got some. Hey, that program down there in Texas, in H-Town. I want people, because I don't think he gets his just due because of what happened at IU.
Yeah.
And they kind of still like the people kind of have like this little dark cloud over that because of, you know, everything. I don't think people understand how great of a coach he is, though.
Yeah.
And he just has his proof of concept.
It
is turned into plug and play.
That is the best defensive team I've probably seen the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Like it is.
And you know what's crazy about that? Because we were talking about the NIL on the women's side.
Yeah.
When you look at the NIL on the men's side, and I know they do what they got to do, but they don't have what others have. It's in a short period of time, and I never thought I would see this. He pretty much jumped over what Gonzaga was. And you can even see some of the guards he gets now are guards Gonzaga used to get that they don't need anymore.
Houston is my Final Four pick. Is my pick to win the whole thing. Spoiler alert.
They ain't my foe too. So okay.
The 2 questions I got about Houston are simply this. They got 3 freshmen who are going to have to play early. Flemings, Chris Signac, and Isaiah Harwell are going to have to play early. And we know in the last, even previous to the NIL, you go back to the Jay Wright Villanova teams.
Mm-hmm.
Veterans win these tournaments. Veteran teams win them the last 10 years. Those 3 freshmen are going to have to grow up. By the second half of the year, they're going to have to be ready.
But not to cut you off, but you know the difference though now?
Mm-hmm.
Go back to the NIL, what you said. We were talking about the exhibition games, and now teams are playing real juggernaut matchups early in the season where they ain't used to do that no more.
Yeah.
Or before, now you got to do it because you're trying to get your money back. They're going to be so battle tested by the time conference play gets here. Where it's going to be like you done aged in dog years almost on the court, because now even though you're a freshman or rookie, you're going to be like, man, I'm actually feel like I'm finishing my sophomore year now because I didn't been through this gauntlet.
It'll be a sophomore by Christmas.
Yep.
That's true. Shout out. Hey, first of all, we was talking about this before you came on, G2. We talked about the early season schedule. The Players Era Invitational.
Oh yeah.
Me and Trav was looking at the schedule before you hopped on. And Ham, I don't know if you've seen the Player Era schedule. It's Thanksgiving. It's the same time as Maui. Listen, I am no tournament organizer. G2 has been in this thing. He know how these work. Maui gonna have to go back to the drawing board. Because what's in that Players Era tournament? Buddy.
It's getting real.
Man.
Like, and it is like I mean, again, NIL right now you got these multi-team events where like they're getting paid and you get that early bump, and it's like you hear more about that than State Farm, Maui. People like, man, we trying to shoot out to Vegas.
Yeah. Just off the top of my head, I think it's Gonzaga, Alabama,
Kansas,
Houston, Creighton, and I don't know, but it's like it looks like, and Ham the historian, this looks like one of them 90s, early 2000 Maui tournaments. It looks like that.
Man, them folks got Tennessee, Rutgers, Baylor, Creighton, Kansas, Notre Dame, Iowa State, St. John. Only thing they need is Chaminade.
Somebody got some money.
So all they need is Chaminade there.
Somebody got some money, because that is a money. As I say with my niece, that is money that's been passed out, because ain't no way in the world you got all of that. Shoot, that's basketball heaven.
J-Ham, I'm gonna get you back in here, man. Boozer, Peterson, and DeBantia. Pretty much like the main three freshmen that have been talked about. Not that, I know you don't like picking like one or whatever. Which one do you kind of have a liking to?
The one that you don't want. That was ready.
The standard answer.
I mean, but that's real though, because it's like, where would I go wrong in this scenario?
Yeah.
Y'all gotta tell me. I mean, because
J-Ham, I seen all them guys. I seen them play, but I really sat down and watched the Tennessee and Duke game when they was in Knoxville the other day. Was Boozer.
Cameron Boozer.
Cam Boozer better his daddy right now.
His daddy can say that too. And Duke, he better say that. I'm talking
about from the second. It's like he hit a shot at the end of the first half. It was like, okay, I got it now. That man continued to get like 26 points, 24 rebounds. I'm talking about anything that came out the rim was his.
Yeah.
He dictated everything. I'm talking about on the offensive end, from just banging against them dudes, man, making up. I'm talking about, and he's just a freshman.
Who does he remind you of?
Yeah, all I know is he better than his daddy. But, man,
you know who he reminds me of a little bit?
Who? Mm-hmm.
With a little more sauce offensively. And I think they're about the same height. There's a little bit of like prime Paul Millsap, like people who just can find the ball.
Mm.
People who he got the great hands, he got touch, he can pass it a little bit.
So you say that?
How tall is he?
He's about 6'9", 6'10".
But you know who I think he's gonna turn into as the perimeter games keeps developing?
Who is that?
And Ron gonna know y'all gonna know the nickname too, but Ron gonna really know it from his program days. He's gonna turn into a more equipped Cybertron.
Yeah.
He's just
that,
man.
that
I'm
type of
talking about.
versatility. I can
Yep,
see
because
that.
he gonna be on the perimeter. He gonna have the ball in his
Mhm.
hand, and once he actually starts shooting threes, like really shooting them, and it's gonna be like, okay,
What I really liked about him was his passing from the post.
mm,
Like they was doubling him, and he was kicking that thing in the corner because Duke got some type of concept to where the corner man be wide open. They took
Oh
about
yeah,
8 threes in the corner.
right.
mhm.
And when they was doubling, he just politely turned around, swing, corner shot. I'm like, man, this dude got some vision about him too. I mean, like, hey, your dad may got a national title, but you're better than him right now.
And which is crazy for him to be so young, you could tell the game's already slowed down for him,
Right.
and he's playing at one speed, and everybody else doing whatever they want to do, and like you're not gonna speed him up, you're not gonna take the ball from him. If he get one or two fingers on it, that's his rebound. You ain't
That's a
taking it
boy.
from him.
Yeah.
And for him to be so young, it's I don't know. I'm trying to think like even with how he plays now. I'm trying to remember how Kevin Love was as a freshman, as far as the scoring in the paint. But it looks different. It don't. It's like Boozer. His shit looks violent.
That's what he's if we
Like,
say Kevin Love, we think of Kevin Love, even at UCLA, he could I mean he can get down there and scrap with you, but
but he
he
wasn't
was
trying.
more
He wasn't trying
finesse.
to.
He
Yeah,
was
like
more finesse.
Boozer.
Boozer is physical. He wants the
His is
contact.
this violent. It's like collision course every time to the point where you can see defenders like, man, please stop touching me, stop banging me. I
Man.
like just go ahead and score the layup.
Kevin at UCLA was like, don't sweat the technique. His footwork was impeccable. His
Mm-hmm.
passing was always crisp. The touch on the shot was always soft. Everything was just that, but he didn't really have no athleticism. It was just all basketball instinct.
Yeah.
When you look at Cam, it's like, okay, his dad was a little bit of an athlete as well because he played heavier at Duke than what he did in the league.
For
At
sure,
Duke,
for
he
sure.
was almost 300. You know what I'm saying? He got in the league. Jerry Sloan had him back down to about 265, 260 or whatever. But and his footwork was cool and everything. He was kind of like that too, but Cam more explosive.
Yeah.
As a hooper. Just, you know what I'm saying? Not so much as an athlete, but his basketball instincts. He got a little bit more of like where he got the flash, the sauce to go with it, and then he'll explode on it. Just at the same time.
Now
I'm really trying to think of who he reminds me of.
It's gonna be interesting because that's because Duke is kind of a team that has kind of, I ain't gonna say they're going the opposite, but Duke of the Blue Bloods is young compared to a lot of the other teams that are like up there. And I think like Houston, Duke the second half of the year is gonna be a lot better than they are the first half. So I'm raising them. Of them three freshmen I talked about, sometimes it remind me like we only you just have to watch a player for like 5 minutes and you like, yeah, that's it.
He good. He good.
I
Right.
remember Penny when I first saw Penny at Memphis against DePaul in his debut. After like 5 minutes, it was like, yep. Jason Kidd at Cal, 5 minutes, yep. Darren Peterson, I saw 5 minutes at the McDonald's game.
Jeez.
Yep. That's it.
That's it.
Now, Kansas, Kansas right now, I think is ranked like 18, 19. So they may be a fringe contender.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I think Darren Peterson is gonna be. I think that's gonna be must-watch TV. No matter what Kansas the results are. Kansas might be 500 in the Big 12 for all we know. But Darren Peterson, boy, man.
He gonna pack the house.
He's shooting that thing like grown man.
So who does he remind y'all of?
Devin Booker. Remind me of Devin Booker.
Because
he's coming off of it fresh, hot, and square.
Is he more athletic than Book?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a little bit more athletic than Devin Booker.
Man, that's not a bad comparison though.
He's I hope and hopefully Bill Self. I'm sure he will. Bill Self, like how he kind of really loves Point. Just kind of let him have the ball and let's just see what happens.
Yeah,
like, I don't think he's a pure. I don't think he. There are many pure points in general, but I think you have to kind of let him.
So
Let him do him.
And let him rock.
Yeah. Let him rock and see kind of what the deal is. I want to also talk about Ham's Memphis squad and Trav's Kentucky. I got him online. We got to talk about him. I'm gonna start with Kentucky. Apparently, and these is again. I don't know the numbers. I'm not the insider. The word is this Kentucky team is awfully expensive.
Yeah, we're spending a lot of money in NIL and
awfully
transfer.
Expensive.
We spent a lot of money.
And if it's expensive, we could talk about you like you a pro team if you cost like a pro team.
Pope did put about more money than Cal did once upon a time.
But Trav, as the Kentucky fan, what we talking about with this very expensive Kentucky team?
They're going to contend. That's what I can say that for sure. They're going to contend. Now, can we make it to like the sweep or the Final Four? That remains to be seen because this team, although they spent a lot of money, this team just ain't the oldest team. They're a young team. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see them November. What's that? 7th, 18th, something like that. We'll see them in Chicago. We'll see them when they play. I think they play Kansas. I think they play Kansas this year in the Chicago Dickie V Classic. So we'll see how that goes. The thing about Kentucky, though, and we seen this last year, Kentucky was a top 5 team in the nation until a certain amount of injuries hit. It's the same this year. Yeah. Injuries is going to play a key part in the Kentucky Wildcat season. If they can stay healthy, the experience going to come along with it because you're automatically in the SEC. So you're going to get a battle. You're going to get a balanced breakfast every day you play in the SEC. So we'll see what's going on from there. But I mean, I can see Kentucky contending this year. They're gonna still contend. They ain't gonna be no slouch. So do I want to see them in the Final Four? Of course. Do I want to get a championship? Of course. But I really have to see how this season plays to give a fair assessment to Kentucky at this time.
J-Ham, I'm gonna go over to Memphis. I think Memphis always hot button topic. The hottest of the button was PJ Haggerty goes to Kansas State for. Listen, this is the thing about NIL. We can talk about your money now, just like we talk about your money. He goes to Kansas State for a bunch of money. How does Memphis replace that? And kind of what's the outlook in Tiger Nation right now?
We ain't got Doug McDaniel. Start things off there. I mean, dude jumped on the radio show with us in the mornings. Mornings with Greg and Eli, 7 to 10 on Sports 56. Had to plug that real quick. But I think that was a week ago, 2 weeks ago, he jumped on. Him and Cal jumped on the same week. I would think probably a day or so apart. But he said that this is probably, from a talent standpoint, most talented team he's had in his 8 seasons here. I don't know. I hadn't seen it. I didn't catch the exhibition the other night, but when I hear they was up 15-20 and they got hawked and ran and they got their ass kicked by 15-20 in the end. But I think they'll be on TV tomorrow. They're going down to Atlanta to play Auburn. So if they are, I'll be able to try to check them out a little bit tomorrow. But everything he's got is brand new. He's got complete overturn on the roster. All these dudes are new. And he moved around because Nolan's not on the staff no more. So he got a couple new coaches and whatnot. It's a brand new year. That's really all I can say for it at this stretch. I mean, I think they're going to Atlantis. They got Purdue on the schedule. They got a couple of hitters early before they get into the dreadful part of the schedule, which is the conference. So those Sunday afternoon games at 11 o'clock, they're a little rough, when you play in the American. Everybody trying to get up at 11 to go see Rice. I'm just, that's just real. But that's the situation that they deal with. And shout out to my guy Johnny, Johnny Radio, because he's been lobbying to get Memphis not just out. Since the Big 12 turned them down, they turned down like a couple $100 million or whatever, and we was gonna give them all the revenue for the first 5 years, and they still turned it down. We're like, okay, we got to get out of this conference now because that's just where it's at. It's like it's a dead end. And the exciting parts that we have to look forward to Tiger basketball, they usually come in like November, December. And when we get to January, February, we're like, oh my God, right? Everybody trying to see East Carolina, man. I'm just, no disrespect to the Pirates, but
that 3 o'clock sat on Sunday with East Carolina.
3 o'clock while the NFL got a divisional round on. They playing playoff football. Like, come on, dog.
That's another story for another show, cause we can have a show about it.
But it's a lot of unknown in the town. There's some excitement because it's like, okay, let's see what we got. Then I think when they saw Doug the other night, because everybody was impressed with Doug McDaniel, they like, okay, we got something here, but we'll see what it looks like, man. It's a trip though.
I know.
And see, the thing of it is like they gonna sugarcoat it. Now that I'm on the other side of this thing, I'm like, no sugarcoat none of this with me. If they slow, they slow. Let's say what it is. Stop playing with me early in the morning. For real. But no, they good people though, man. I'm more wait and see than anything. And they'll probably be one of those where it's kind of like on parallel with the Grizzlies. We really don't. We want to believe it, but we really don't know.
Don't want to believe it. All right, we're gonna wrap this. We're gonna wrap this up here, man, because G2 is a busy man. It's getting late. Appreciate him checking in from the road. So I'm gonna just do a couple quick hitters, and then we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna Trav SEC. 12 or more teams, over under 12 teams make the tournament.
Oh man. Under.
Pam, if you got an answer, you can jump in.
Under. Under. I'm saying under. I know. No, I'm going under.
They had 14 last year, Trav.
I'm going 11 because South Carolina gonna still be South Carolina. LSU gonna still be LSU. It's gonna be some. You some gonna miss, man. But I think it'll be 11. So I'm gonna say under 12.
G2. The 4 Final Four teams on the women's side will all be east of the Mississippi.
Tough. Yes.
2.
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
So just for folks know, that means these are your eligible teams for folks who ain't that good with geography. South Carolina, UConn, Tennessee, Duke, Notre Dame. That's east of the Mississippi for those who don't know.
Yeah.
And I have imposters.
And I'm gonna get 3 of them. I'm gonna leave a question mark for the last one, but the 3 I'm gonna say are South Carolina, UConn, and Notre Dame in Final Four.
J Ham, you'll be the finisher on this one. National Player of the Year will be a upperclassman on the men's side.
Yeah. Let's go on that one. I don't know who, but Let's just go, yeah.
Gonna go, yeah. And there you have it, folks. That is your NCAA preview. We're gonna have to have G2 back, I think, sometime after the Thanksgiving tournaments.
Does upperclassmen include sophomore now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, man, hey, how they getting paid? You might as well say it.
Yeah. We there. We there.
That's what I said. His sophomore.
Listen, that check is upper class.
They out here like Randy Moss, straight cash.
Straight cash, homie.
Straight cash, homie. Well, listen, we're gonna have G2 back after the Thanksgiving smoke clears. We got a month under our belt. We got to have G2 back, but I'm excited for the season, man. I'm looking forward to it. The early season schedule is tough. I think the conferences, especially the SEC and the Big Ten, that's gonna be wars just on a nightly basis. And I'm here for all of it, man. So thanks G2 for stopping in, Trav in the building, Ham in the building. 94 feet of like basketball for the people, by the people, signing out.
Appreciate it, fellas.